are on our way to have lunch, Isaac and I. However, I have to admit that the Pilates, reformer Pilates session did not happen. I arrived at the studio, like I put my sneakers on the side and stuff where it was supposed to go, and then as I walked into the room, so the instructor saw me, and so she said, okay, so you can put your stuff there where I already put them, like in the locker, and you can remove your socks and then go on the machine. And then I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, but I would prefer to keep my socks. And she was like, well, I prefer that you take off your socks. And like, oh, okay. And then I said, yes, I understand, but I have these special socks, that Pilates socks that are, you know, with the rubber underneath so that they don't slip. And she said, yes, but I want you to remove your socks. And then it got like a bit weird, and I was like, okay. Then it wasn't about the socks anymore. Like, to me, it was more the way she obliged me to keep the socks and how unflexible she was and how not understanding she was. It was more, do I want to come and work out with an instructor that's not understanding of whatever situation I'm in? And the reason why I didn't want to take off the socks is because I have issues with two of my, like my big toenails. I have issue with them because they are really fragile, and anytime I wear shoes that are a bit tight, my nail or the bed of the nail tends to die, basically, like when it gets too much pressure. Like a nail specialist, like a pedicure I think it's called, I went there and she said, no, it's because the bed of your nails are so like weak that anytime that you have pressure, even if I drop something on my toenail, then my nails just like they fall off basically after some time. And that's why I didn't want to take off my socks, because my nails aren't pretty at all, and it's something that I'm not comfortable with. If I knew that, you know, you had to remove your socks, then I would have put some nail polish to cover it and stuff. But anyway, at that point it wasn't about the socks anymore, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to be coming and paying at a studio where the instructor isn't maybe that flexible. Everything happened very quickly and in a respectful manner. Like there wasn't any shouting or any insulting or anything like that, but it was the way it happened. I didn't feel comfortable, so I was like, okay, well, in that case I'm gonna go away now. Like I was done. Like by that time I didn't want to interact with that lady, and you know, everyone in the room like heard the conversation, and I didn't want to be that girl or that woman that's always going to be like the socks woman, you know, like the annoying woman about her socks and stuff. So I was like, no, you know what, I'd rather remove myself from the situation and just never come back again. So that's what I did. So that's why the Pilates didn't happen. So I went home and I did my own at-home workout, which was great. And now we are off to have lunch together. Today is Sunday. I was in the middle of doing my makeup, hence the orange circles. It's because I use this corrector before I add my concealer, just to cancel out a bit of the bluish area underneath, like on my dark circles. And that way my concealer isn't as grey, or sometimes it looks a bit too ashy. This is the Huda Beauty corrector in the shade Peach. Normally I don't really do makeup on Sundays, but because I went shopping yesterday and I went to Sephora, I was excited to try the few things that I bought, so I thought I might as well just show you what I got at Sephora. Here is the bag. It's so tiny, like you wouldn't guess that in here there's like almost 200 euros worth of products. The first thing I went for was this. It's an eyelash curler, and that was the main reason why I went to Sephora. But I really wanted one because I've been using this serum for a few months now, and my eyelashes are quite long. I don't know if you can tell. And now I hardly wear mascara, like not on an everyday basis, but sometimes I do want to add a bit of something, like a bit of oomph to my eyelashes. And so I thought that an eyelash curler would do the trick. I should do my concealer first, but I just want to try it and see. Like I haven't used an eyelash curler in so long. Okay, wow. I don't know if you can see, but my eyelashes are even longer than like they go even above. I pinched my skin a little bit, so that hurt. But so this is the before. And this is the after. I wish there was a way for the curl to hold. I've seen, I think it was mainly on Pinterest. You know, like sometimes when you scroll on Pinterest, you come across ads. And I've seen this thing where it's like a mascara, but it has no product on it, but it's heated. It's like an eyelash curler, but you know, with heat basically. But I wonder if it would damage your eyelashes, so it's not something that I want to try. But it's true that heat works on hair, so surely it should work on eyelashes too, but it's not a risk that I want to take. But here are my eyelashes now. And you know, it could be an idea as well to always carry this with you, like in your handbag, and whenever you notice that your eyelashes aren't as curled without mascara, then you can add just a touch of this. So this is the Sephora brand, nothing in particular. I did hear, like I've heard a lot about the Shu Emura curler like years ago, but we don't have that brand here in Lille, probably in Paris, but this one does the trick, I have to say. So let me conceal my under eye and then let's get into the makeup. So for my under eye concealer, I'm gonna use this today. I love this one. It's quite high coverage and you really need the tiniest bit because otherwise it looks too cakey. It's the Nars medium to ginger. It's the soft matte complete concealer, and I really dab, but very like the slightest bit. I haven't done foundation yet. I bought the Erborian CC cream and I wanted to try it because I've tried it years ago, but the darkest shade at the time was still too light for me. Now, I was already wearing makeup yesterday and I did fake tan yesterday, so I hope that caramel isn't gonna be too dark. Hold on, let me put my hair out of my face. I've just curled it and you know my hair is finally at that length. I don't know how to explain, but you know when you have short hair, like your curls are only here, but now curls are starting to happen here, which I love. So, on to the CC cream. So, Erborian Korean Skin Therapy Color Correcting Cream. Healthy Glow Effect Caramel. And it has SPF 30 in it. So, let's give this one a shot. I don't know, do you apply CC cream with your hands or with a brush? I don't want to get my hands dirty right now because I'm not in the bathroom and I don't want to go downstairs to wash my hands and stuff. So I am going to use a brush. This is my foundation brush. I don't know how much I will need. Maybe that's too much. Yep, this is definitely darker than the one I used to have. This matches me when I'm either tanned or fake tanned. But as you can see, it's darker than my natural skin color. And even though I tanned yesterday, like my face doesn't really tend to hold that much of the fake tan. Next time I will add way less and we'll see how that spreads out. But it's crazy how the color changes. It was almost white. I'm gonna have to play with concealer. This would be definitely my skin shade in summer. So let's play a bit with concealer. I got the smaller one, like the small version, because I know they have a bigger version, but I wanted to see and make sure that the shade was good. This is Beige Hourglass Concealer. So this is more for my under eye. And then for the rest of my face, I have Khaki. I think this is a tiny bit lighter than the CC cream. So I think that will add a bit of light to my face. Erborian. I don't know how you say it in English. In French we say Erborian, but it's a very French way to say it. So if you do mix 2 shades together to get your perfect shade, please let me know. Okay, something like that. And the eyelashes are still curled. So this is when I would normally do eyeshadow, mascara, eyeliner. Oh, speaking of eyeliners, actually, I did get myself a new one because I used to have this one, which I used even yesterday. It's the Charlotte Tilbury one, but even when I had it brand new, like, it would dry out so quickly to the point where as soon as I finished applying one eye, it would be like already too dry to draw the liner on the second eye. So I'm almost done with this one. So I was like, no, I'm not going to repurchase this one. However, the lady recommended me this one, and when she drew it on her hand, I was like, wow. It's from Makeup Forever. It's the Aqua Resist graphic pen in the shade black. I always get it in black, even though sometimes I would like to try brown eyeliner, but this is it. The tip is not as long as the Charlotte Tilbury one. Okay, let's give it a shot. I do not speak when I do eyeliner because I really need to stay focused. I'm not going to say it's very wet, but it's the perfect amount of ink, if you could say. Okay, now the challenge is to match this flick with this one. Okay, that will do the job. Now, another thing that I got is mascara. I wanted to try a different one because I love the Charlotte Tilbury one, the Pillow Talk. It's great. I love also the Dior Show, and I wanted to try a different one, and she told me about this one. She said this one is amazing. It's the Lash Clash mascara, extreme volume mascara, sorry, still in the shade one black. And she showed me the brush, and the brush is quite thick. She asked me if I wanted volume or length, and I said volume because I already have length. Now, mind you, this is a brand new mascara, and I don't know about you, but I don't like brand new mascaras because usually, like, you want them to be a bit more like dry. I can't put too much of this because I've curled my eyelashes and they are quite long. The mascara is gonna go all over my eyelids. But this is with hardly anything. It's quite promising. It needs a few more uses for sure. Okay, now onto bronzer. Considering my current shade, I'm not gonna add too much bronzer. Oh no, actually, I'm not gonna use my regular bronzer. I did yesterday also buy a bronzer and a blusher, sorry, because in French we say blush. I wanted a creamy bronzer, so I got this one. I've tried it yesterday and it was amazing. It's the Makeup Forever Artist Color Crayon Creamy Multi-Use Stick, and I got it in the shade 436 Spicy Caramel, and this is your typical creamy bronzer but in a crayon. I tend to focus here to have a bit of that lift. I used to add my bronzer here and even go like all the way here, and that would really drag my face down. So now I focus on the highest part. I'm not sure if this is best with a brush or with your hands, but again, I don't want to get my hands dirty right now. I can't really see the bronzer much because of the color of the CC cream, but yesterday I had my regular base and foundation, and it really added something really pretty to the face. One thing that's gonna look cute though, I think, is the blusher. It's the same packaging. The color is 101. Yes, I love this shade. It's like in between pink and red and burgundy, but it's beautiful. Look at that. And what I like about creamy products is that they add a bit of that sheen without adding sparkles and stuff. It gives almost that very hydrated and moisturized skin, which I love, especially in winter, because in winter with the heaters on and stuff, my skin gets really dry. I've been trying this new technique lately where you use a cold toned lip pencil to contour the top part of your, like the Cupid's bow, but you really go on the outside of your lip. Like this mimics a bit of a shadow, and then with a warmer shade I would do my regular contour. Okay, and then I would go with my regular, I use StripDown. Oh, this is Cork by MAC, but it's quite cold toned, at least on me. And then regular one is StripDown, which is this one. Sometimes I use it all over, sometimes I just use it to contour my lips. My lips are very dry, they need some moisture, so hold on. I love this actually. Ole Henriksen. It's really hydrating. So that's nice. Now I do want to add a bit of color to my lips still. It's a bit too brown for me. I like to add a bit of color, just to add a bit of dimension. Okay, this is Diva. All right, just in the middle. And last but not least, I got myself the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. I know this one. This one I've had before. Oh, another one that I love actually, that I actually prefer to this one. It's the By Terry Hyaluronic Glow Setting Mist. Amazing. Because I have quite oily skin, so sometimes this would make me look a bit too shiny. There we go. It looks a bit too wet at first when you spray it, but then it dries. I like the look. I think my favorite part of this look is the blusher. It adds such like a nice pop of color, and it looks very healthy because it's a cream product, if you know what I mean. Healthy in a way that it's glowy, it looks moisturized, and the CC cream will be way better when I add less. Like coverage wise, it's actually great because it looks natural. I can still see my like moles and stuff. I can still see my skin through it, which is great. But that's the finished makeup look. I curled my hair just before. I like when it has a bit of that wave, and I like a side parting at the moment, probably because they are longer now, and so I can really play with the length and stuff, and with that little balayage that I love so much. I love it even more when my hair is either curled or wavy, because you can really tell, like it really gives dimension to the hair. This part is a bit too straight though, although I did curl all of it. But you know when your hair is freshly washed and it's a bit too soft and it doesn't really hold curls? That's what happens with my hair, because my hair is naturally straight. So that's my makeup look for a Sunday, which doesn't happen very often, but I really wanted to give all of this makeup a shot. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you guys, I also went to Diptyque yesterday. I got myself, or I got the house or our home, a few things. First things first, I was really like, I've been wanting this for such a long time. It's the wick trimmer, and it's the snuffer. Thank God it's written in English, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to find the words in English. Honestly, like thank God for the vlogs, for the English vlogs as well, because my English has been like, I've been more and more searching for my words, and I'm really lacking vocabulary. Like when I listen to someone, when I watch someone's vlog in English, I understand every single thing they say, but for me sometimes to find the right word is tricky, like more and more tricky with, as you know, as time passes by. So thank God for the English vlogs to make me practice my English. This is the first thing that I got, which is the wig trimmer. How fancy is that? Honestly, like to me, this is so chic, and it's honestly such a great gift idea, especially now that we come around, you know, the end of the year, Christmas, for whoever's celebrating. This would be such a great gift idea. So this is the wig trimmer, and then even fancier, because you could just simply blow on your candles, but no, we need a snuffer. The annoying part about, you know, when you blow on your candle is that the smoke goes everywhere. Now, I've never tried this before, but I believe that when you use this, like there isn't that lingering smoke that goes and that smells like a blown out candle. So that's why I wanted this. And how fancy and chic and luxurious. They even have this like silver looking, but I preferred the gold version. I mean, I can't wait to display this on my, I don't know, on my coffee table, I guess. Another thing that I got is this candle. Now, I've never had such a big Diptyque candle. It's not their biggest one, and I was really unsure about the scent because they have different scents, but in this size, they don't have all of the scents. I was really unsure because these candles are colored. So for example, Beige, which is what I got, is black. And you know, so I had to also think of the colors that I have or that we have in our home. And so I wanted something that would match, obviously, the decor. So I got Beige. Beige smells delicious. I already have it as a diffuser, you know, like the plug-in ones that I use on our like first floor, but I wanted even the box. Honestly, I'm speaking to you guys and I can smell it. Oh my God. And it's so beautiful. And it's a 3 wicker candle. And how pretty is this? It's not cheap, I have to admit, but again, amazing gift idea if you're ever, you know, not sure about what to gift to someone, and if you know their taste in terms of fragrances and stuff, You can never go wrong with the diptyque candle. Another brand that I love for candles is Trudon. Oh my god, Trudon. It's another level, I feel like. Wow. I almost don't want to use it, you know? And I was hesitating between Beige and 34 or 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain, I think. Because I like the smell. It's their iconic smell, their signature smell. The candle was white and I didn't want something white. I wanted something different. And they also have the amber one. But because I already have the L'Amberger thing that I already told you about, that's already amber scented. I didn't want a candle that was also amber scented, so I went for this. And I love the contrast of the black, like how dark it is compared to the smell, because the smell is very florally, very feminine, very fresh. And also I keep all of my candle pots. I never throw them away. For example, the diptyque one that I have, I put my cotton pads in, and all of my Trudon, sorry for my French, I keep them and then I use them as pots for whatever, like makeup brushes, for my pens, for anything. And the easiest way to remove the bottom of a candle, because I've tried all of them. I've tried the boiling water, I've tried just with a knife, I've tried so many different techniques, and the best one that works is you simply put your candle in your freezer, you leave it for like an hour, and then you just gently, like on the side with a knife, you just like stick a knife in, and then like it would completely get unstuck, and you would just remove it in one block, and it's the easiest way. And then sometimes if you have like a bit of like wax here and there, you can just simply run some warm water with a bit of soap and a sponge, and you can scrub it, but very easily. But yeah, that's my technique. So now I'm gonna put everything back in and film an unboxing for my French vlog.